All right, everybody, thanks for being on for our doTERRA business overview. We're going to have fun and walk through some stuff together, and I've been looking forward to it. And for those of you watching the recording, I do have Whitney is awake unexpectedly, but is oiled up and sitting on the couch like a big girl. So hopefully we'll all get there. Okay, so welcome. I just want to talk a little bit about the purpose of tonight so you have an idea of what we're going to be going over and why. I think it's important to talk just briefly about why in the world would anybody do network marketing and what makes doTERRA so different. This is really important to me, and any discussion that we're going to have surrounding this is so important to talk about that. Are you qualified to earn? I want to do a comprehensive overview of the compensation plan. I want to talk about ranks and a Q&A. So let's just put traditional employment and authentic network marketing side by side. And the reason I put authentic in front of network marketing is because I do believe that there's a way to do what we're doing with integrity and a way that cares for people well and really serves people. If you've gone through one of my launch trainings, you understand what that looks like as far as the nuts and bolts, but I just really want to emphasize that authentic part. So traditional employment, you're typically trading hours for dollars. You have a limit on advancement and earnings, and you're really reliant most of the time on somebody else's vision. A lot of times there are prerequisites and costly education as well, and not a lot of time freedom. Authentic network marketing, on the other hand, can provide true lasting residual income. It has no limits on advancement and earnings. You're reliant on your own vision. Whitney just fell off the couch. Hold on a second. Okay, we're good. No prerequisites and free education. And of course, freedom to choose your schedule. Okay, so I just want to put that side by side here because I do think it's an important part of the discussion. So moving on here, why doTERRA? And I just really, the next 10 reasons I really am sharing from my heart. I'm sharing from a place of, I've been there and these things were important to me, so I don't want to assume that they're important to you, but I think they probably will be. So here we go. Number one is doTERRA's retention rate. So doTERRA's retention rate is 65%. And to put that in perspective, the industry average retention rate is, some of you know this, some of you don't, it's 8%, okay? 65% is what doTERRA has. That's huge. 65% of doTERRA's customers order regularly, and 74% of doTERRA's customers order at least once a year. And this is because the products are powerful, so powerful, and they work. The second reason is that the products are sold independent of the business opportunity. So traditionally, most network marketing companies, they lead with the business opportunity. The product sales depend on the opportunity. And so basically they're selling that opportunity. With doTERRA, we lead with powerful products, with these amazing oils, and the products sell regardless of the opportunity. 67% of people who have a doTERRA membership are customers. They are users. And that's a really, I think that's a really wonderful thing. And that's not typical of this industry. And the truth is, if I never sold another oil bottle, this is still what I would use for pretty much the rest of my life. Like, this is it for us. This is it for our family. So that just goes to illustrate that the products are sold independent of the opportunity. Excuse me, the ponytail song has turned off and we're having a crisis. Okay. Here we go, Witty Wit. Sorry, everybody. Okay. You're such a good girl. Yep. Okay. Reason number 3, the products are for anyone. Okay, so whether you're in utero, you're 10 seconds old, or you're 100 years old, these products would be helpful to you. They don't discriminate by age. They don't discriminate by gender. They are helpful to anybody who has a body. And we are part of the healthcare industry. So in the US, 1 out of every $6 is spent on healthcare. Okay, sorry guys.
Annie, seriously, I'll come over there.
I hope that Gary will be home soon. You guys are all being patient with me, so I think it's okay. Hopefully it's not too miserably terrible on your end.
I'm just going to dash over there. I'll be there in 3 minutes.
Okay. The perks of living close to your parents. Okay, so in the US, 1 out of every $6 is spent on healthcare. So as doTERRA, we're part of the $1 trillion wellness industry. This is one of the top 5 growing industries. And what is the reason? I said I won't stop buying these oils, and the reason for that is because they are literally my family's healthcare. And I don't mean this in a negative way, but this is not an extra expense for us. This is not a negotiable. This isn't makeup or bags or kitchen items. Not that there's anything wrong with those things, but this is literally a necessity to us and the way we do our daily lives. And I think that's really important to point out. And doTERRA has really incredible plans to break into the healthcare world. They've already partnering with incredible universities and institutions and doing really amazing things. And they're just going to keep doing it. And I think that that's a really incredible thing, and it's a really incredible thing to be a part of. Unprecedented growth. Okay, so doTERRA was founded in 2008, and today we are the largest essential oil company in the world. They were $1 billion company in 7 years. That's faster than Apple or Facebook. And this chart here just kind of demonstrates it a little bit. 6 is that it's a new opportunity. So 66% of the US has never used essential oils. 66%. And half of that 66% want to try essential oils. So that's 100 million people just in the US who want to experience essential oils. And on top of that, 61% cannot name an essential oil company. So there's a lot of people who are still waiting to experience these amazing oils. There's a lot of untapped potential. Can you call my mom and tell her she doesn't have to come? Thank you. Okay, guys, we're good. Daddy's home. So we are just getting started. All right, number 7 is that doTERRA is debt-free. They're a debt-free company with no outside funding or interest. And they're committed to staying this way. So I think that that's really important because it keeps outside pressure off of what they're trying to do, and they can maintain the integrity of their vision that way. Can you take that and her in another room? The executive team is number 8, and I think it's worth pointing out. So doTERRA is led by an executive team of business, marketing, and healthcare professionals with 150 plus years of combined industry experience. Personally, this is why I take the time and the money to go to doTERRA events, is to meet and hear from these people, because I want to experience their leadership and what they're all about for myself before I was willing to say that I'm a part of this company. And I really do think that they're a really incredible group of people. Number 9 is their support for wellness advocates. So doTERRA provides product sourcing, packaging, fulfillment, plus customer and distributor services. They have world-class product education and leadership development, and low startup costs, which really include products for personal use. They are very much so looking out for us, and they're always looking for ways to pay us more as well. So they very much are in support of what we're doing. And 10 is Philanthropic Efforts. So Healing Hands, if you're not familiar with that, you will be shortly. Maybe you're going through oil camp, but doTERRA gives back an incredible amount to people all over. And co-impact sourcing, the fact that every drop out of a bottle of oil that I use is simultaneously benefiting not only the people who grew it, but the communities that they live in, is really meaningful. So doTERRA is committed to changing lives all over the world, and it is accomplishing that through their model of co-impact sourcing. And I think it's really neat to be part of something that really is bigger than yourself. That's meaningful to me. Okay, so does anybody have any questions so far on those? I can't see your faces, but I'll trust that you'll unmute yourself. Okay, so let's talk about just some of the nuts and bolts here. Are you qualified to earn? Okay, so what I'm about to show you, I'm about to talk about a couple other companies, and I'm not talking about those companies because I don't approve of them, or because or their products aren't good. That's not why. That's not what we're doing here. I just am trying to lay out the groundwork here. Okay, so let's talk about LuLaRoe. If you decide to do LuLaRoe, okay, who loves their leggings are great, right? Things like that. But if you decide to do LuLaRoe, you're going to spend $5,000 is about your initial investment, and they're going to pick your like starting stock for you. Isogenics and Rodent and Fields, it's about a $500 initial investment. And again, they pick what you're going to get. You don't really necessarily get a say. So for most network marketing companies, the initial investment can be anywhere from $500 to $5,000. Most companies give you a stock program where they give you what they think you need. And because of this, it typically takes some time to profit. So with doTERRA, it's $100 and you get to choose. You can grab a couple of things that are going to sell at retail anyway, and a couple things for your family, things like that. So what I want to show you here, so that 100 PV, which is about $100 loyalty rewards order, I'm going to show you some sample templates of ways that you can spin that so you see what that could look like. I feel like sometimes people think that you're going to have this buildup of products, but these are literally products that we go through that we genuinely need to reorder because we love them. And because of this, you can start profiting in your first month. So here's the sample template. You've got your Lifelong Vitality Pack, your Terrazyme, your probiotics, and some lemon essential oil because everybody goes through that. That's 100 PV right there. Let's say, and we talked about this in the launch training, let's say you want to purchase right here some intro kits to sell at retail when you're having your appointments with customers. And then everybody needs On Guard oil for immune support, and the toothpaste and the foaming hand wash. And there you are at 100.5 PV right here. So you're there. There's another sample. And the last one that I would put out there is that you can get 6 intro kits for 100 PV. So spot on. So literally, if you do this and you set up your appointments throughout the month, you will sell those, and you will, you'll profit on more than that your first month. So those are just some ideas for you. I wanted you to see what that could look like. It's like a frenzy over here. I'm mortified.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, now she's over here at my house. Okay, you guys got to keep over. Okay, so now is the part we're going to talk about the compensation plan. And I just want to say about this, so the most important thing for you to remember, and we talked about this in the launch training, is that early on, you're going to get 20% of the PV, which is pretty much the dollar amount, of each sale you make. So for example, if somebody buys a family essentials kit, it's 110 PV, you're going to get a $22 check. Home essentials kit, 225 PV, you're going to get a $45 check. If you are just starting out and you are wondering, like, what's the one thing I need to know about the compensation plan, then that's the one thing that you need to know. What I'm about to share with you is very much a comprehensive overview, and I think it's incredibly valuable, and I think there's always something to learn. But if you feel overwhelmed by it, then I give you permission to just say, hey, I'm going to get 20%, so let's start moving, okay? So keep that in mind. So there's 5 different ways that you can earn. First would be retail sales. And here you're going to earn 25% of the sales that you make on your business website. And as a wellness advocate, you have a business website that's assigned to you. It's mydoterra.com/your name. So people can go there and they can order a bottle of oil at retail. Does it happen very often? No, because nobody wants to buy at retail. But it does happen. So that is one way that you can earn. Next is the Fast Start bonus, and this is the 20% I was talking about. This is paid on the PV, on the point value of your new enrollment for their first 60 days. So you would earn 20% of your personal enrollments purchases within those 60 days. And it goes 3 levels deep. So you could also earn 10% of your second generation's enrollments purchases. And even one more, earn 5% of your third generation's enrollment purchases. So let's say that's me, Amy, and let's say I enrolled, Laura Whip's on here. Let's say I enrolled Laura Whip. So for Laura Whipperman's first 60 days of her enrollment, I earn 20% of what she has purchased. And let's say that Laura Whip enrolls Nikki because she's on here. So Laura will get the 20 of Nikki, and I'll get 10 of what Nikki orders for her first 60 days. Okay. And Jamie's on here. So let's say that Nikki enrolls Jamie. I'll earn 5%. Laura will earn the 10, and Nikki will earn the 20 off of what Jamie orders. Okay. But for you, honestly, I'm not kidding. The most important thing, 20%. If you can remember that, you're golden. It'll happen. This is paid weekly. So it's like, that's why it's the fast start. It kind of primes the pump and gets you off to a fast start. The power of 3 bonus. Okay, this is the third way that you can get paid. So this is designed to reward loyalty reward orders and proper structure. So I'm going to try and make this clear to you, even with a crying baby in the background, but 2 adults are with her. So if you place 3 qualified wellness advocates on your front line, so a qualified wellness advocate, you can see here, these under these blue, this is you, and these are your 3 qualified wellness advocates. And you would have 100, what makes them qualified is that they have 100 PV LRP template that processes. Okay, so that's what makes them a qualified wellness advocate. And if your cumulative sales for you and your frontline is at least 600 PV, then you're going to get your monthly bonus. Okay, so it's paid each month. So if this is what your structure looks like, you're going to get $50 on that first generation. You can earn $250 if you help your second level get this, and $1,500 if you help your third level get this. Okay, one second, guys. We're going to take a brief intermission. I know you guys are all really sweet. Okay, hold on. All right, back at it here. Let me get my PowerPoint up. Okay, so we talked about the power of 3 bonus, and here, this next image should be helpful to you. Okay, so this is what I mean by that you can earn it up to, there's like 3 levels of it. Okay, so if you and your front line, you've got those qualified wellness advocates and you're at 600 overall volume, then you're gonna earn $50 a month. If you help your 3 people do that for 3 people each, then you're gonna earn $250 a month. And if you can help those 9 people find their 3 people, you will earn $1,500 a month. Okay, so that's the power of 3 bonus. Oh, yeah. So 4 is Unilevel organizational bonus, and I think this is a really wonderful thing, so I'm going to try and explain this well. And I have some images for this too. So this bonus is paid monthly on compressed organizational volume. You can receive compensation on 7 levels of referrals. And you can receive a percentage of sales on each level. The percentage grows the further down it goes, which you'll see in a visual. I'll show you here in a minute. So you earn the least on the least and the most on the most, which is really important. Okay, so let's look at this visual over here with all the colors on it. This is doTERRA. So if your team grew at a multiple of 3, it would grow at this rate. If each person was purchasing 150 PV of product, your check would be around, it's this red circled at the bottom, around $32,000 per month. And so if reverse, so what, this image on the left that is gray, this is traditionally how network marketing companies pay. And the reason they have to do this is because their retention rate is 8%. So they can't afford to pay the most where you have the most people. So instead they're paying you the most on your first level where you have the least amount of people. But when you play that all the way out, it's a $20,000 difference in your paycheck each month. Okay, so because of doTERRA's retention rate, it means that they can pay you 7% on your 7th level. So this is incredibly generous, and it really relies on the retention rate, and is part of, this kind of ties in what makes doTERRA different. Okay, and this would be a monthly check that you would receive. Leadership bonus pools. Okay, so each month doTERRA takes 6% of total global sales and splits it up between 5 leadership bonus pools. 2% is,
Amy?
yes.
We're not seeing whatever you're talking about. I'm not seeing whatever you're talking about.
Can others see what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, guys. Oh, this is so sad. I wonder how long, have we been missing the PowerPoint for a while?
Only since you came back.
Yeah, just since you came back.
Okay. So none of what I said, thank you, Pat, for saying that. None of what I said about Unilevel made any sense because you had no image, right? Yeah, okay.
Right.
Thank you, Pat. How about,
There it
no? Okay.
Got it, Amy.
Okay, so these are the images that I wanted to show you for Unilevel. So this is going to make a little bit more sense now that you have this image. So doTERRA is over here on the right, and that's what I was trying to say with the retention rate, that these 7 levels down, that they're paying 7% where you have the most amount of people. So that would be about $32,000 a month, as opposed to traditionally paying the most on the first level with the least amount of people, which is only about not even $13,000 a month. Okay, so that's what Unilevel looks like. Those are the images I wanted you to see. Okay, so leadership bonus pools. This is the 5th way that the compensation plan works. So each month the company takes 6% of total global sales and they split it up between 5 leadership bonus pools. So 2% is split between silver, gold, and platinum ranks, and you can see that over here. 1% is split between diamond, blue diamond, and presidential diamond ranks. And then each one of those ranks, diamond, blue diamond, and presidential diamond, get their own little pool. They get their own little 1% pool. So how you would think of it is, as a silver over here in the 2% pool, you get 1 slice of the pie, which is about $150. And as a gold, you get 5 slices of the pie. And platinum is 10, and then once you hit diamond, you're going to move over into this pool. So this is like basically profit sharing, and it ends up being a substantial amount of your paycheck as you grow. I felt like you couldn't really talk about the compensation plan with explaining a little bit of the different ranks, and so you guys had a visual there, okay? So if you felt overwhelmed by that compensation plan, it's okay. The bottom line is it's extremely generous. There are lots of outside researchers who come into doTERRA, and they say, we've never seen anything like this. And so, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions too, so we'll get there. Okay, so there are ranks before silver, and I'll show you visuals for those, but they consider silver to be the first leadership rank. And so you can see here average annual earnings for silver through presidential diamond, and also the percent of leaders that have achieved that rank. This comes from the 2016 Opportunities and Earnings Disclosure, and you can access this at the doTERRA website. And again, they have an outside, researcher come in and do this, crunch the numbers, and run the statistics. So I think it's a really well-written thing, and I think it's worth looking at every year. I might have to put the link to that somewhere. Okay, so the first rank is technically manager, and how you achieve manager is to have 500 overall volume on your team. So between you, your orders, and everybody that's ordering on your team, you're at 500 overall volume, okay? The next would be director. You're looking at 1,000 overall volume. An executive is 2,000 overall volume. Okay, and then you get to elite, which is 3,000 overall volume, and people typically say this is where you're getting your oils paid for. This is free natural health care. This is a wonderful and fantastic goal. It's a great rank. And then once you move from elite on up, it starts to matter where your volume is. So to be a premier, you need 2 executives. And if you go back, you can see executive is 2,000 overall volume. So to be a premier, you need 2 executive legs at 2,000, and overall, your volume needs to be 5,000. As a silver, you need 3 elite legs, and elite is 3,000 overall volume. So you need 3 legs at 3,000, which overall would be 9,000 overall volume. And you can see once you kind of understand some of those earlier ranks, you can see how it all builds on top of each other. So as a gold, you need 3 premiers, and this was our premier, okay? So that's a gold. Sorry for the throwing oil bottles. As a platinum, you need 3 silvers. Silvers needed their 3 elites, and as a diamond, you need 4 silvers. So it goes beyond this, but I felt like this was enough to just give you a little bit of a feel of what you're looking for, and really truly like it is part of my job, and part of what I love is helping people like you're just sharing oils and loving what you're doing, and how can we help you make it worth your while, and you get to structure your organization and help you with that. So don't feel too overwhelmed by this, but to some people this would be helpful. So this is just, I wanted to flash back this screen one more time of from silver and above, the average annual earnings for you. So kind of bring it full circle. So action steps. I think it's really important to think about what you really want, set some goals. This is not a pressury thing. This is about what you want and what you want to accomplish. To talk with your leader, to talk with myself or whoever invited you, and attend a launch training if you haven't, or maybe if you have and you need to refresh or take the next step with that. And join the Fierce Leaders Facebook group. That's going to be good for sure. Okay, so let me hit escape here and stop sharing my screen. Let's take a little bit of time for Q&A. So you can go ahead and unmute yourself if you have any questions. Anything is fair game, and just go for it.
Amy, this is Katie.
Hey, Katie.
Hi, hello everybody. My question was, can you send me this whole thing so I was following you, and then I would just wish I could see it again, knowing what you had mentioned, so that it sinks in.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is you guys are going to have access to the recording. I'll probably put it in our Facebook group, and I might send you some documents too, that knowing how your brain works, they might be helpful, Katie.
Okay, also that way I could relay it to Laura since she wasn't on the call.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We're eating avocado over here. Mm-hmm. I'd say that was a pretty eventful first official monthly business overview. I think you're all champs for surviving it, and the not throwing oil bottles, the dropping of them on the table and all the different things. But I think it's really important to know all the pieces that I just shared with you, but I will say that sometimes it can be overwhelming. So take what makes sense to your brain and let the rest of it, let us care for you and help you. I mean, you don't have to have this all figured out, and it's okay if you don't, and you're welcome to come back and keep learning and watching the recording. But for some of you, it's really important to have all the details, and I want to honor that, and I want to meet that and help you have all the pieces of the puzzle. All right, so if nobody else has any questions, I think we're going to go figure out what's wrong with Wit Spit and pay attention to her a little bit. But I will put this recording up, and yeah, just thank you all for being on. I enjoy being able to do this, so thank you.